Hi, my name's Ryland Townsend, and this is Adopt, Don't Shop. This is referring to adopting a dog from an animal shelter, not a breeder. My background. I volunteered and worked at the Maricopa County Animal Care and Control for 2 years, and I also worked at 4 other animal shelters that were public and private, but the main one that I worked at for the longest was the Maricopa County one. I was responsible for walking and adopting the dogs to the people that came in looking for a dog to adopt. The popular assumptions. People think the dogs are only specific kind of breeds. This is not true at all. There's not just 1, 2, or even 5 popular breeds that are pound dogs. This is not true at all. I've seen dogs that people go to breeders for even, such as Siberian Huskies, Golden Retrievers, German Shepherds, Irish Setters, really expensive dogs that you were to go to a breeder for. And they're here at the animal shelters waiting for you. People assume that the dogs are also misbehaved. That's not true at all. The owners are usually the ones that give up on them, and the dogs are usually not the misbehaved ones. The owners either are in a bad financial situation and need to get rid of the dog, or they're moving across the country or to another country and they can't bring their dog. Animal shelters versus breeders. This is just laying out some things just to avoid some confusion and just so you could see. Animal shelters have scared, fearful dogs that need a home. They need you. They're scared. They're on the other side of what basically feels like jail to them. Some animal shelters euthanize. This is something I'm absolutely against. I don't think it's right to kill a living animal that's not suffering or in pain or anything like that. But that's an absolutely completely different topic. But it's the reality. Some animal shelters, they do euthanize. And dogs from animal shelters, they cost anywhere from being absolutely free to $125. This includes their spayed and neutered, this includes their shots, this includes everything that they need so that they can come to you in your home. And animal shelters are overpopulated. If you were to go to an animal shelter around you, I guarantee that there will be, dog after dog in each little cell that they have for them. According to the ATA, which is the Arm the Animals activist group, which is about informing the public to go through animal shelters versus breeders, says that of the dogs entering the shelters, 35% of them are adopted out, which is a really good number. I'm happy but could be higher. 31% of them are euthanized. This is really sad. 31% of dogs that go through animal shelters are euthanized. And 26% of them come in as strays and will return to their owners. 31% of them are euthanized. That is way, way, way too many dogs to be euthanized all across America. Animal shelters are very, very overpopulated. And just because they're animal shelter dog doesn't mean they're bad. I guarantee you can write down on a piece of paper 2 or 3 breeds that you want in their age range or whatever, and go to 2 or 3 animal shelters around you, and you will find several dogs that meet your criteria. Now, let's go on to animal breeders. Breeders have a much better home for the dogs, in which the dogs are happy. They're happy where they're at. They're where they grew up. They're where, they're with other dogs when they're basically free. They're not in like a little prison cell. And most animal breeders are for profit. Some are non-profit where they donate back or whatever, but some are for profit. They're really expensive dogs. The dogs can cost from even hundreds to even thousands of dollars to adopt. I've seen dogs going up for $2,500. Animal shelters, that's not the case. They're free, most of them. Some of them are $75, $125. That's a fraction of what animal breeders are, and they could be the same dog. Why people avoid shelters. A lot of people avoid shelters because they say that they're too sad. They don't like walking into them and seeing dogs to the left and right looking sad and distressed. But if you were to go to an animal shelter with the intent of adopting one of these sad dogs out, you could mean the difference for a lifetime for this dog. You'd change everything for them. Instead of being in a prison cell, they're at your house where they're happy and they can go to your backyard or whatever. It would really change a lot for the dog. And I just think it's really, really silly that people say it's too sad because the dogs are too sad. A lot of people don't like going to animal shelters because they euthanize there. And That is true, but they're only euthanized because of the overpopulation. And if more people were to go to animal shelters, they wouldn't need to euthanize. 1.2 million dogs every year are euthanized. That's according to the ASPCA, which is the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. 1.2 million dogs. That's the same human population of Alaska and Vermont put together, and that's according to the census. That's an extremely, extremely high number, and that could change. What you can do, if you want to hear that 1.2 number be way lower, it starts with you going to an animal shelter instead of a breeder. You'll save money, you'll make a dog happy, you could change a lot. I'm sure if you were to look 30 miles around from your house, there are probably several animal shelters with dogs that are perfect for you. Just go to an animal shelter. You can be in the world of a difference for a dog. Thank you.